Our society is very complex and our relationships are very complex because we start with acquaintances, we move to friendship, we move to friends with benefits, we move to boyfriend, girlfriend, we move to fiancés, and we move to a domestic couple and then a married couple. So the relationship nature, by its own definition, is complex, and more so in today's society. So initially we have to define what that relationship is, because depending on that relationship will determine the rights that flow from it. So we understand that married couples have relationship rights, that domestic couples have got the same rights, whether they're same sex or different sex, they've got the same rights as a married couple. But then the waters get muddied because it's a matter of when does cohabitation start, when does it end, what's the nature of that relationship, and what are the elements of it, elements of consortium vitae, what are the elements of it to show is there a genuine domestic relationship or not. So that's where we have to take detailed instructions from our client, and then we can advise them properly. Well, as a general rule, it's 2 years from date of commencement of cohabitation. However, around a particular question, there are issues as to when cohabitation commences. So remember, in a genuine domestic relationship, we don't have a marriage certificate that gives us a date of marriage. There's no 22nd of October 1988. There's no date of marriage. So we're relying on sometimes direct evidence and sometimes indirect evidence to be able to determine that date, because different parties will have a different recollection of that date, and that's going to affect the length of the relationship and the contribution that each party has made. I think that in today's society, more and more we're seeing people entering into these arrangements to determine their rights, and we see it in relationships where it's their first relationship, and where it's the second or third, or there have been multiple relationships, and there may be a blended family scenario. So you can appreciate that people may want to protect assets that they've inherited or that they've accumulated over years of hard work, and they've had a bad experience in the past, and they really want to define their rights going in and coming out of a relationship. It's a bit like Brexit. We all know that it's easy to get into the relationship, but did we really give much thought about getting out of the relationship? You know what I mean? So we don't want a Brexit scenario where we don't know what our rights are going to be on the way out. And I suppose with these agreements, which we're entitled to enter into under the Family Law Act, it really allows us to determine what our rights are going to be and what our entitlements are going to be if the relationship does break down.